Hey, my name is Patrick Lima, and this is my friend, Will Reeder. We're going together on a mission trip to Brazil, and it's going to be an amazing time, and I think that you can help us to make a difference there.
Patrick and I kind of share this passion, kind of above and beyond. We have a passion for worship and for training people in worship. And as we started planning this trip and we started coming together, Patrick came to me, and he really started just sharing what was on his heart and what was God was just tugging on his heart to do. Started brainstorming some ideas, and he had the great idea just to bless this church with the equipment that they need. We also want to equip them to do God's work and to share the gospel however we can.
Well, if you have ever had a chance to attend a worship service in a third world country, you know that it's a life-changing experience. I mean, I was born in Brazil. That's my home. That's where I grew up. I think about the differences between American worship, at least growing up where I wasn't worried about who was watching, if I was raising my hands, or if I was going to be judged by my peers. It wasn't the norm to be a Christian. So if you were a Christian, you were in it for the long haul. I'm here because God is here, and this is where I want to be. And that's really how it felt in the room. Getting things to work, cables that, it's just like making our own cables and all kind of things that we kind of go through sometimes here in America. We went through pretty much every practice. Even though we were very limited in our resources, our worship was not limited by it, and God knew it.
So this summer, a group of about 20 of us or so from our church, including a couple family members of mine, were going to Brazil.
Yeah, we're going to be working at a city called Itaipé-Minas Gerais.
And so as he starts to get passionate about this project in Brazil, it really gets me excited, and it really gets me pumped up about it, to really make a difference, not just of a few days difference, but making a few days difference that's going to last forever. We'll be looking at purchasing some equipment, some sound equipment, speakers, boards, power mixers, whatever. We'll purchase some of that down there and just investing in their local economy, but as well we'll be purchasing some instruments and stuff up here and taking those with us. And
like Will said, I think it's important to invest in the local economy. So that's one of the reasons why we're buying a lot of the equipment down there. But when you talk about an instrument, something that you want to last, our money would definitely be better well spent here in the States. I can take a guitar that is not so expensive, like a good American-made or even not American-made guitar, 3 or 4 times as much in Brazil. So I mean, I grew up looking at iconic American guitars on TV and thinking I will never have one of those. And I just imagine the type of impact that would have on somebody down in Brazil. An American dollar is worth 4 reais. So our money goes a long way down in Brazil. So I figured with a little bit of math, if we raised $8,000, that will be enough to buy the whole sound system, to install it. Plus, it would allow us to buy a few instruments up here and take it down there.
We have these great communities that are they're awesome, because we have communities of worship leaders and musicians and sound techs and what have you. We have all these different groups that get to come together and really just be a community.
Actually, in fact, I have a friend, Paul, from Second Chance Guitars, has already donated a guitar and a few pedals, and that we're going to be taking with us. And I mean, if we have this passion, if God had laid on my heart and on your heart about giving to Brazil, man, we got so many like-minded musicians in the Christian community. I'm sure that God is going to speak to you as well.
So with that being said, we have until July 18th to raise $8,000 to make this project really come together. And I think the Bible is very clear about giving and what it means, and it's really just a crucial part of worship, an integral part of worship. And we just pray that you would really consider giving, that you would just really let God guide you in this, and let Him really give you direction as to how you would give. And if you want to give, there's some great ways to do that. We have a Raisely page. It's going to be listed in the description of this video, and you can donate there. Also, if you're want to donate any instruments or equipment or anything like that, just please get in contact with us. We want to make sure we have the right equipment and that this is what we need.